Hey, I'm Suzanne,
And I'm Annie.
and we have 111 years of experience. And on today's episode,
We are going to talk about
the resource fair.
the resource fair that we just went to, and all of the things we learned
Because we're
along
new
the
at
way
this.
because we've never done this before, and so this was all brand new to us. So we have some fun stories and some things we learned.
Yeah.
Because this was a new experience in our 111 years. This was a very new experience.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun. And it was great meeting some new people, and
Fabulous. Those people are fantastic.
they are such good-hearted and wonderful people. And we were all so impressed with the whole organization of the entire resource fair. It was a lot of fun. Talking to people, connecting, being able to actually look people in the eye and actually talk to them about the things.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's so good. What was your favorite part? What do you think?
Oh, gosh.
Besides, I did eat an oatmeal raisin cookie that was tremendous. So
I
and the
had a bite
snow
of that
cone.
cookie. It was good. That Kona ice was really good.
Kona ice.
It was blazing hot out there. So for them to have Kona ice, that was
Smart.
That was so smart.
So smart.
I probably could have eaten more than one
Somebody
of
had their
those.
thinking cap on.
Yes, because it was hot. I mean, I'm so glad you had that tent camping thing. I'm so glad you
So
had that.
we set up a tent. We set up a table. We had a canopy overhead. We had some lawn chairs.
That was the only way I didn't have to go to the hospital and fry.
We made a sign. Okay.
Let's talk about the sign
Let's talk about the sign.
that we took in public. That we probably shouldn't have taken in public, but we did anyway.
Well, it was delightfully imperfect.
It was.
So we were going to make t-shirts because we were all excited about trying to make. We were trying to make t-shirts.
I have the
You have the stuff to make it.
I have the capability to make the t-shirt. I don't have the skill to make the t-shirts yet, but I'm going to get there. I'm just not there yet. I tried.
You tried what? A couple times.
A couple times. I took some old shirts that I had and tried to put, I got the logo out. I got it cut out. I got it on the shirt. It just wouldn't stay on the shirt. It kept coming off the shirt. So that's the problem.
Yeah, it would just peel right off.
Yeah.
So okay.
So we were like, okay, we're going to have to do something else.
So
Clock's ticking.
While I was at the Goodwills, I found a big sign. Just a big sign. It was flat, but it was about, I don't know, it's like about 40 inches and about 10 inches.
Yeah. It had, what did it say?
Grateful or something like that. Give thanks or something like that.
Yeah.
It was like just a sign, just like you see at the Goodwill for $4.99. And I thought, well, if nothing else, if we can't do the shirts, maybe we can make a sign.
Yeah.
Maybe we can make a sign.
Which we've never done that either.
No. Keyword, maybe.
Maybe.
So get the sign. We worked on the shirts for a while. That wasn't happening.
that wasn't happening.
We scudded that idea. We're like, okay. So
This is problem solving 101.
Lucy and Ethel trying to make a sign.
Trying to make us Betty and Evelyn. Betty, Ruth, and Evelyn.
Yep. Your mom will get a good giggle.
I know.
out of that.
My mom and her best friend, they just
That's what they do.
Betty, Ruth, and Evelyn. They're funny.
Betty, Ruth, and Evelyn.
We were like, when we want to retire, we want to be like
We
Betty,
want to
Ruth,
be
and
like
Evelyn.
them. They have a good time.
They do have a good time.
So anyway, we took the sign. I took it outside. I took some blue spray paint. There wasn't anything on it, so I just wiped it down real quick, and then I sprayed it with blue spray paint, and it came out okay.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't say
Like
it was
royal
like
blue, really pretty.
royal blue, real pretty. And then we had some white letters, and I thought, well, we'll just put some white letters on there. Oh, you know what? We're going to go a little fancy. That was probably my first mistake. I decided we were going to do it, the lettering on the top, and do it like a vertical.
Yeah.
So we did it. We got the 111. Then we got the years.
And that looks really good.
And that part actually looks
it looks pretty good.
pretty good.
Yeah.
And then we have the experience. And the experience starts out like this, straight up and down. And then it kind of makes a left. Then it kind of makes a right. Then it kind of makes another left. And
then
it trails off the side of the...
Because we ran out of room.
We ran out of room. Did we measure anything? No.
We just...
Probably another mistake.
Yeah. Well, we kind of measured it.
We thought we measured it. I'll say that.
But we just didn't have enough room for the letters.
We did not have enough room for the letters.
didn't.
And so
We thought we did.
it kind of goes a
Yeah.
little janky
It's just
at the
kind of
bottom.
hilarious. Like the
But-
very last of it is kind of like a little... like that. It's fine.
And I think it was your husband that said it looked like we had this is where we opened the bottle of wine. This
is where we finished the bottle of wine.
And this is where we finished the bottle of wine.
But there was
no wine involved.
Yeah,
that was just funny the way you said that.
It's like that. Bless your heart.
Bless your heart.
That's what that is.
You know, we had not done the cricket for
a while,
like year.
Yeah, it's been at least a year.
You at least a year, maybe me for like 2 or 3, maybe more. Years, maybe
it's
4.
just been sitting because school.
Yeah, because you weren't retired yet, but you had some cool, fun toys, and so that was funny. So we get the sign. We have a sign set up. We had my husband helped us make pamphlets, so that was an interesting thing.
Really good, by the way. Shout out to Mike Thomas.
Yes,
good job, Mike.
He really did a great job on helping me get it organized.
They made us look like we were like somebody.
Like we knew what we were doing a little more than we actually did. And then too, we put it in frames. He had the idea of putting it in frames so that we could.
I never thought of.
We just set them up on the table. That was great. It all looked very.
Yeah, we had this little arrangement that wasn't
we had a few little fall things set up because we didn't have a theme. I mean, we had the blue and white sign, and that was right. So we just thought fall. It's fall. We like fall. Fall.
We like seasons.
And so I was kind of like, that's easy.
Yep.
And so we had the setup and everything, and then so we all 3 went. Our producer Sean, and he was there with his fabulous little
all the setup.
Yep, his fabulous little setup there, and so we get over there and. We decided before we got there that we were going to offer people a 30-second little, it's called an elevator pitch, but it really is just tell me a quick little version of, first of all, how to get a hold of you, what you're doing, and, something about your organization.
Yep.
And so we offered it. And I noticed, like, as we were going around talking to different people, that there was specifically one person that kept avoiding my eye. And we're going around talking to different groups and most people were like, oh yeah, sure, I'll do it.
Yeah. There were a few that kind of panicked.
But there was that you felt the uncomfortableness. Like you felt like they were like on the camera
right now.
And we were like, yeah, sure, what's the big deal? Of course, like if you said that to us a couple months ago, we'd have probably been just there with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've got a lot more used to.
What do you want me to say?
What do I say? I don't know what to do. But yeah, it was very funny. But every time I kept walking around this, and I would walk around to try to get this person's eye to catch my eye. And every time they would catch me looking at them, they would walk in the opposite direction. And it took me a while to figure out, but I really think that person might have been afraid of the camera.
Yeah.
Like the camera was incredibly intimidating to them and they didn't really not want any part of it.
Right. Yeah.
And they really were just like trying to avoid it. Yeah. And I just initially I thought it was me.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, it's so hot. Maybe I stink and I don't know it. Whoa, is that me? No, I was actually okay. I thought maybe being like, it's my breath. No, that's not it. Like trying to figure out what is happening. And after I kind of analyzed it a little bit and took myself out of the equation.
That's what it is.
It wasn't me at all. It was this little tiny, what is it?
Little
probably
camera.
like a 6 inches by 3 inches camera. We scared her to death.
Yeah.
Scared them to death. And so anyway, it was funny. It was very cute. And but that could have been us like 6 months ago. Like me for sure, because it's been a growing process of me trying something new and doing some new things and all that. But it was very fun.
I met some moms.
Yes.
That I was like, now this is who we really want to talk to.
This is exactly.
And there was a mom. I thought, if we didn't meet anybody else today, I'm glad I got to talk to her because she had 2 little boys and they both, you could tell they both had autism.
Yes.
And she was like, that look that you have in your eyes when you're just like, well, I'm so tired and I'm so overwhelmed and I just don't know what I'm doing. Am I doing it right? Am I doing it wrong? What am I doing? Is this right? Well, all those thoughts they're on constant in your brain. Constant. Right. They're just constant, running at a tape constantly. So we would tell them, we have a podcast and they'd go, oh,
at first I think people come up and they expect you to be the different kind of
like you're going to sell or you're going to try to sell them something
or even that you were how do you say it? You have some kind of information that they,
it's like one more.
You're a professional.
Therapy. One more therapist.
Like
one more therapist.
Yeah, one.
But that's not what we are.
But we're not that. We were like, no, we're a podcast.
And
then
they were
you'd
like,
say, what?
And their eyebrows would go up. Like, oh.
And I think that part of it was they weren't expecting to have a podcast there.
Yeah.
Like the idea that a podcast, why would a podcast
be here?
Because for us, it's about like meeting new people and getting more people interested in what we're doing. That's the other part of it. The reason we decided to do the resource, the little, we call it elevator pitches, is because we want more people to be aware of what's going on in the area. We're looking to make connections. We're looking to help people out. That's part of it. There's a lot of people out there who need ABC. Don't even know it exists, let alone exists in our area, that they could be plugging into something. And you can't do it if you don't know.
Right. Yeah. You can't take advantage of any of it if you don't know anything about it.
There were some great organizations there.
Yeah. But I was talking to her and she was like, oh, I really want to listen to this. I mean, and there was more than one mom that said that. And I thought that was why we were there. Yeah. Mainly. I mean, to get, to give those mamas some support because, oh my gosh. Well, I remember.
I totally remember.
You just feel like you're just so by yourself.
Like you're in the overwhelm.
Yes, it's constant.
This overwhelm. I am overwhelmed with my life right now. This is big and hard, and I don't even know if I'm doing an okay job. Like, am I doing the right thing?
Yeah.
And then, like, after a while, you kind of figure out, I'll push where I want to push, and I'm not going to push on things that I don't want to push on.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, that's where
I landed.
That's where you finally get a little bit of peace.
Like I would say my example of that is like, we did some feeding therapy, but like,
we did too.
I found that it was very emotionally hard for me as a mom to see him struggle with food. And whether it was the best idea or not, as the mom, I couldn't handle it. And so we just let it go. We decided we were going to focus on something else because he was trying new things and he was trying to eat new things. It just was really, really slow. Yeah. And so I decided, well, I guess it's just going to be what it is.
Yeah. And she would eat it at feeding therapy, but she wouldn't eat it at home. And I'm like, the rules. There's so many rules that she has. There's so many rules.
There's so many rules, people.
And that was when she would eat chips and salsa at school. And I bought them for the house. No, Mom, I only eat that at school. I told that to Miss Julie, was her therapist, her feeding therapist, and her social skills therapist for years. She went way after she was out of high school. Right. To Julie until we just got to a point where I just couldn't get her there anymore. But she would just, it was just all the time. It was like, I can eat this, but not here. Or I can eat that here, but I can't eat it there. Or I can only have this certain kind. It was like, I cannot keep up with all that.
The rules are just too much for mom.
The rules overwhelm mom.
Yeah. I think watching him struggle with things was, that was one thing that I just wasn't really wanting. We'll work on your handwriting. Let's work on your this or that or the other thing. It was, my heart broke from watching it. So I was like, I'm not handling this well. So let's find, and that might be we could have a whole psychology lesson on that. Yeah. Why was that the thing that it was so hard for me when I was willing to push and push and push on this and other stuff? Yeah. But when it was all said and done, that was kind of what we landed on. And my husband was like, you got to figure out what you can handle and what.
Yeah, there's so many battles.
There's so many battles that you can, you just got to pick out the ones that mean the most to you. And then you'll go from there. Right. You decide, okay, well, we're going to work on this. And for my husband, it was handwriting. Like, he was like, we're going to work on your handwriting. I just need you to be able to do this. And that's, I don't care how long it takes. We're going to work on this. Yep. And so we did. Yep. For me, I was more of the daily living skills kind of stuff, where I was more likely to put my effort into making sure he knew how to do laundry, or that he was taking proper care of his hygiene, or that he was, and even that was still, there were struggles involved, but like, I was more willing to work. I mean, it was just more important to me than the fact that he ate chicken nuggets 5 times a week.
Yeah.
That was just like very low on the list of, I can live with this. I can't live with it,
Yeah.
And I was like, I just really want him to be independent someday.
Right. Yeah.
That was really the thing, is like that I'm willing to put in the time and effort into him being independent as
he can be. Yeah.
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 It was funny though. It is funny how like those are the things that I was willing to like go extra on.
Yeah.
As a mom though, what do you do?
I mean, you just did the best you can.
But yeah, supporting those moms.
Yeah.
Supporting those moms. You go, moms.
I know it. They made my heart happy.
It did. It was great.
Yeah. It was good to see them kind of light up, thinking that they might get something out of what we were saying.
Yeah. 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 And it can be so lonely.
Yes.
It was isolating for me.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
So
even though I was at school and I had teacher friends, they still didn't have the kid that I had. It was a whole different ballgame. I even had a friend that has 6 kids, and she said, that one kid is as much as my 6. I mean, and she wasn't wrong.
Right, right.
At the time, she was not wrong. Yeah. All right. Oh, and also we want to shout out to Cari Parr, because I mean, she was the reason we were at the Resource Festival.
She's actually going to be
fair. I said festival.
She's going to be in the next part of today's podcast. So if you just hang in there, you're going to get to see her and meet her. She is from Picking Up the Pieces, Tennessee, and she is a wonderful resource. She has done a lot of work on creating a website, and also is doing reels and YouTube shorts to help get more information out there for all kinds of different things.
She's a behavior specialist, so she knows about all those things too.
Yes.
And I've seen her give some behavior tips.
She's done some really great behavior tips.
Even if you're a teacher, and you've got a kid just wandering around the room, not listening to you, I mean, she's got
tips for that
too.
Yeah.
And I was like, where were you last year?
She's kind of a wealth of information, right?
Yeah,
she knows
a lot about a lot. So
she's seen a lot. She knows a lot.
So she knows a lot. She's kind of like us, but she knows more than we do about behavior stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely. And just a wonderful, positive person. And we really appreciate you, Cari. Thank you so much for all your support during
inviting us to come.
And inviting us to
the resource fair, because it was fabulous.
So yeah, and this is not in conclusion. This is stay tuned. Stay right where you are, because you're going to get to meet Cari.
More to come.
If you are interested in learning more or connecting with the said resource, a link to their socials and website will be in the podcast description or post. Also, a disclaimer. No money was exchanged in any way for space in the podcast. We're just trying to help.
Hi, Jenna here from Bright Steps. We are a brand new program located in Southeast Nashville. We are a school-to-work transition program servicing teenagers to young adults who are exiting high school and getting ready for their next steps, specifically employment. If you'd like to learn more, please visit our website at www.brightstepstn.org and follow us on social media at BrightStepsTN. Thank you.
We have our guest,
Cari Parr. Pick Up the Pieces, Tennessee. I'm so excited to be here. Can you a little awkward, but I'm so excited to be here.
We're so excited that you're here. This is our first official collaboration.
Yeah.
And we're so excited.
Yes.
So excited.
Very thrilled.
Yes. So I'm going to say, why don't you give us the elevator pitch.
Like a rundown.
The elevator
pitch of Picking Up the Pieces, Tennessee.
Sure. Pick Up the Pieces, Tennessee is a resource. Well, it used to be a website back in the day, but now we are all on social media, mostly on Facebook, that has resources for parents and families with children and adults with disabilities or autism or other difficulties. So my mission is just to share resources with families who are needing them, that have, if you have family or people in your family with disabilities or autism or any other difficulties, trying to share out resources for you. And we cover the whole state. So that's what the whole state of Tennessee now do. Yes, that's what we do right now. But looking at other states and looking at how to expand. But yeah, that's what we do. That's our elevator.
Awesome.
And when I say our, I mean me. Like, I don't have I say we an hour, but it's mostly me. I do have some friends that help me out, but it's mostly me.
This is the
So,
team.
I am the team. Yes. Yes.
Let me
So-
ask you a question.
Yeah.
How did you, or why did you decide to do that?
So, okay, I was a self-contained special education teacher, elementary aged, for like 15 years in Murfreesboro.
Okay.
And so as I was serving those students and those families, I taught third, fourth, and fifth graders. They were children with multiple disabilities. Some were very complex. And I was working with those families and running their IEPs and starting to realize that families were having a very difficult time finding
out there.
resources.
Yeah.
Yes, finding everything from speech therapist, occupational therapist, physical therapist, but also things like swimming lessons, music lessons, respite care, any other benefits that maybe the state had or other options for them.
I need respite care.
Yeah.
Like, because if we go on a vacation, we don't have anybody, I mean, other than Annie.
Yeah.
The respite care.
Yes, respite care right now. I mean, and we still haven't even done it, but like just going, if we want to get on a plane and go somewhere, because she's already said she's not getting on a plane.
Oh,
She's made that very clear.
Yeah.
She will stay in a car with us and she will go with us
Yeah.
to the mountains or she will go to the beach.
Yes.
But she won't get in a plane. So,
So-
we wanted to go to, like, one day I want to go to Scotland. And
Sure.
and that's going to be a long trip.
Sure.
And I wouldn't have any idea. I mean, and if I didn't have her,
What would you do?
what would I do?
And then, like we said, sometimes we want to travel together.
Of course.
And what if she wants to go to
Of
Scotland?
course. Of course. So you need a resource for that.
So I need a resource for
Yes,
that.
and
that
so-
makes me very happy that
Yes. And in our old format, we had a website and it was split by city, east, west, middle Tennessee. Everybody is on social media now.
Right.
People aren't really going to websites to find those things. So I try to just share out everything I find on my Facebook page.
Okay.
Pick up the pieces TN. And that's where
I should be
I,
writing this down.
yes, I have a card, but I left it in the car. So, maybe we can link in comments or whatever you do in a
Great.
podcast.
Yes, we could totally do that.
yes.
Totally do that.
So, but that's where I post everything is on there. And then I also, of course, I have an email address, a phone number. You can text me, call me, and I can just find things for you very quickly. Because and so through working with those families, I started the website, started posting things on the website, trying to organize it, make it easy to find. And then I started realizing it's actually kind of hard to find those resources.
Oh, yeah.
It's not that
Oh,
they're,
yeah,
I mean, we just talked about how hard it is just to find respite, but I noticed you couldn't just Google autism, Murfreesboro swimming lessons. Like it never is that easy.
No.
You're really looking for a specific niche and a
And if you
specific
don't know,
service.
you don't even know how to look it up.
So you kind of have to dig a little bit. And this was really in 2017 is when I started it.
Okay.
So it was kind of at the beginning of Facebook was around, TikTok was not.
Right.
Instagram was kind of a thing, but not as much. So
Yeah.
I was just searching on social media, searching on Google, asking questions, calling people and
Right.
talking to them. I was going out to places that had like development centers, like the development center that's out in, I'm trying to think where it was. It was out past Chapel Hill, the county that's out there. Anyway, they have a whole child development center. I went out there, talked to people, saw what they had. I was finding resources, and on my time off, I would say, hey, I want to go tour your facility and see what you do. And then I'll feature it on my website or my Facebook page. And so just talking to people, I started learning resources. So I would bring it back, put it on the website, tell my families that I was working with. And then I started going to the Autism Spectrum Disorder Council that the state has. They have a meeting quarterly, and I would go listen to the things that they would talk about. And of course, they're talking about resources, education, adulthood, medical, all those things. And so I was just absorbing all this information. So it was almost easier for somebody to ask me what you want, and then I can find it for you very quickly.
Yeah.
Versus, because I've done all their legwork for
And
you.
that's it.
So,
That's it. That's learning how to you learn how to be an advocate for those things. I mean,
Yes.
that's fabulous. I think that's amazing.
It's been so interesting and such a fun little journey for me to to help in that way. And it's so amazing to find the little organizations and the little agencies that are doing swimming lessons or music classes or dance classes or exercise programs for the disabilities community that nobody knows about.
And that's it. That's it. Like I tell her all the time, I think that there's a lot of things that we just don't know.
Yes.
We just aren't plugged into that. There's probably something out there. We just don't know what it is. So being able to lighten that for people and enlighten them with the information is fabulous.
It's so fun. I enjoy it so much.
Yeah.
And there's other places too. Like there are other resource websites or services that do the same thing. But again, they take all of their information, like Tennessee Disability Pathfinder. And maybe I'm talking bird walking a little bit, but Tennessee Disability Pathfinder, you can go in and put your information there and get information from them, but they are dependent on somebody posting it for them, or you have to tell them and they put it on for you.
Right.
And that's what I was doing too, but I was finding the research on my own and then putting up and trying to find the things that maybe not everybody knows about.
Right.
So, anyway, that's where it started and that's where we are. It's kind of
it's fabulous.
Full circle here, and I've started anyway. So that's how
I really enjoyed your reels. Like I've been watching your reels.
So I've kind of played with Facebook a little bit and trying something new.
Yes.
Trying to reach people in a different way because websites are not a thing. And so I've been putting together reels and using now my experience because I've been teaching in special ed or people with behavior issues for a very, very long time.
Right.
So trying to just help people and spread the word. So anyway.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. I love the reels because I also, like we were talking about learning how to do reels and things like that. Because there's like a bunch of different things to learn.
Yeah. You gotta know.
So like I said, I'm really, that's probably like the number one thing, like I want to learn next. It's like, how do we do that?
Well, and it's the caption, the closed caption is the most fun thing to try and figure out because sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And I have a follower who has asked me a couple of times, can you please put captions on that reel? Because I know just like a lot of people, like I turn my volume down and I'm looking through reels and you want the ones that have the caption so you don't have to listen. So that's been a little bit of a learning curve for me is trying to figure out the captions, when it's going to caption and when it's not. But it's been, it's trying to figure out a new way to share information.
It is.
It really is that simple.
That's exactly what it is.
How can I share information in a way people will get it? So, and make it easy to find, so that's what I do.
I think that's the beauty of it though, too. Is like, it is, it's out there. It's just, it's like a hidden gem waiting to just like, and when you get the person and it fits what they need, that's a thrill.
It's huge.
It's a thrill. It's a thrill for them. It's a thrill for you.
And it has been amazing to see.
Yeah, just sitting here listening to you say there's swimming lessons and there's music lessons, and I'm like, man, could have done that. I could do it to her now. She'd be like, I already know how to swim. Swimming lessons, or I already know how to sing. I don't need music lessons, but
anything that they want to do. And society in general is getting better at being more inclusive with all of these activities.
Right.
And then, you do find that there's somebody like y'all who are starting your podcast or like me that's like, hey, there's a niche that needs to be filled in. How can we fill it?
Right.
So it's very thrilling, exciting. And it's a way to take all those years of experience working with families and tie it into something that helps more than just the 10 or 15 families I was working with every year.
Right.
And I think that's it.
So many more people that need that information.
Yeah.
We talk about that a lot because that's the reason we named our podcast 111 years experience. So we have all this experience, years and years of experience and things that we've been through and all these different scenarios that you see on a daily basis. And they're valuable.
It matters.
How do we help?
It matters.
It can help. It could really help.
It really can.
So there's a lot of people out there who are just at the very beginning stage. And I just want to say, it's going to be okay. Let me pat your hand. We're going to get through this.
And look how far society and resources and education in general has come.
Oh, yeah.
And you think of all the things that have, all the agencies that are there now that were not there even 5-10 years ago. And school is changing how they meet needs. And so, and medicine is changing, medical fields are changing. And you think of the lifespan of like a preschooler right now who has special needs is going to have a completely different experience, really. Don't
It's
you think?
amazing.
I mean,
And it's hugely impactful.
hugely.
Hugely impactful.
Yeah.
I mean, it is life changing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these are kids that may have started out, like parents may feel really sad or down.
I think
about
they feel like
what they're doing.
isolated.
Sure.
That's the
Overwhelmed.
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 Yes.
We talk about like burnout, stress,
Yeah.
isolation,
You
depression.
got this
Sure.
kid and you can't take
Uh,
them
what do
anywhere
I
'cause they
do?
run, or
And
they
sure.
are
And what do
screaming
I
and
do?
running.
How
Those
do
are
I
the
live
four.
with
And how
this?
do I find an ABA therapy has come so far
Yes.
too?
Oh, yeah.
You know, I know there's different
The fact-
sides of the
Yeah.
the coin with ABA therapy, but they're there.
Yeah.
And it's
An option. It's an
for
option.
families.
And like
Yeah.
I always say, you know, what works for me may not work for you. What works for you may not work for me. But I want to try everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if it doesn't work, I'll be the first one to be like, okay, taking that
Yeah,
off.
time
That
to move.
wasn't us.
Yeah.
Time to move on.
Check that off
Yeah,
the list.
but
Yeah.
gosh, you know, to have the option.
There are
try.
so many.
The option.
Yes.
How much like what well, okay, this is what we were able to do with what we had. How much more
Yes.
could we be? How much farther ahead would we be? What, you know,
Yeah.
you're kind of looking at all of those things over the years.
All of it.
Yeah.
It is amazing. And I think that's, to me, like the real joy. I mean, I'm an Enneagram 2 anyway. I don't know if you know about the Enneagram, but it kind of puts personalities into different numbers. And I'm a 2,
Oh.
which is I'm a helper, which
Okay.
is not surprising considering what I do for a living and
Yeah.
this part of my life.
Right.
But
How do you find that test? I need to see what
you,
I
you just look it up online. It's
What
called
we-
the Enneagram. ENNEAGRAM.
Okay, we're looking that up.
Enneagram.
Wait,
The
write
Enneagram.
it down.
Yes. And it puts all you can read up on your personality and how you work with other
Wait, spell it
personalities. ENN.
Oh,
E-
ENN.
ENNEA.
EA.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I would have spelled. Oh, there it is. Okay, I would've-
Enneagram. Yeah.
Test.
GRAM.
Yeah, you did it for
Enneagram.
me.
Yeah, yeah,
My
yeah.
phone knew what it was.
They do the personalities are 1 through 9. And
Okay.
I'm a 2. I wanted to be a 9. A 9 is a peacemaker. And I could have
Well,
told
I'm
you.
the middle child, so I'm a peacemaker.
Yes. I could have told you easily I'm a 9, but no, I'm actually a 2, a helper.
You're a helper.
So it's fine. It's
Can
a
you
gift.
do like 2 numbers?
No, you're a 1. You really
You're
are
one
1.
through a
Now
9.
you can have different wings where in times of stress or times of this, you can tie into other numbers.
Yeah, you can tie in because, like,
Yeah.
yeah, I get that
For sure.
Yeah,
But anyway, I'm a 2. And so a helper, like that's what I thrive on is helping people. So it's not surprising. I'm a special education
Right.
teacher. I'm a behavior interventionist now. And I just love working with the not neurotypical, the not typical situation,
right,
you know?
right.
My mom was a 3rd grade teacher forever, her whole life. She ended her career being a gifted teacher. Very similar to our setup here,
Yeah.
where she pulled small groups. And she would say, Cari, I just wish you would be a teacher. And I'd say, I really don't want to be a teacher.
Oh my gosh. We had the same,
I do not want to be a teacher.
me and my mom had the same conversation. I cannot tell you how many times.
Yeah, she really wanted.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She was like, you need to be a teacher.
You should be a teacher.
You have teachers on both sides of our family.
Yeah.
There's teachers on your dad's side. There's teachers on my side. You need to be a teacher. You get off on the side.
Look how amazing.
She sold it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I am not going to be
No.
a teacher.
What did she teach?
My mom wasn't a teacher.
Oh, she wasn't. No,
But
she just said you should be.
She told me that I need to be
Yeah.
a teacher. And I was like,
No.
no.
I
I'm not gonna
said
be a
no.
teacher.
Yeah.
And I got into college and I was a medical technology major for a year.
Oh, really?
Because I was really good at science. I had a really high score in science in my ACT.
Oh, my goodness.
Really good in science. Had really good teachers. And I got in those science classes at MTSU and I thought I was going to die. I was like, this is awful.
Oh,
I hate this.
Yeah.
But I was also in band.
Mm-hmm.
And because I love band.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
in MTSU, the band Blue.
That's amazing.
And I took voice lessons because
Yeah.
I was going to get a vocal scholarship. And I had it, but they wouldn't give it to me because I was a major.
Oh, no.
They were like, well, we could give this to you, but you're not going to be a music major. So
Oh, no.
we only give scholarships to majors.
Oh my gosh.
no.
So I had to do, I was like, well, okay. But I was going to be a medical technology major and I was going to work in a lab and make a bunch of money. And
Well,
after I'd stayed with you for a year, but after the first semester, I was like, all I want to do is be in that music building. That's the only thing I
Aw.
want to be. Those are my people.
yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
that was just
Calling you out.
I was
Calling you
pulled
out.
And I thought, if I'm going to be a music major, what in the world am I going to do?
What do you, yeah.
And I was like, I guess I'm going to be an education major.
There you start veering.
And I was like, oh my gosh, what does that mean? I guess that means you're going to be a teacher.
You're like, no.
And so when I changed my major, my mom with that conversation, my mom was like, so what does that mean you're going to be? And I was like, a music teacher. And she just went, okay. And she didn't say. Because she knew I'd just be like, "Mah!" But she didn't say it.
Oh,
she
my
didn't say a
gosh.
word. But
She
I'm
could have
sure
really
she was
given
like,
moms know best. Moms know best.
She's smart.
They just know. Well, and my mom my degree is in psychology. My bachelor's degree is in psychology, and I wanted to go into some sort of counseling. I went to school for a little bit to get my master's in counseling, and that just wasn't going to work out for me at that time. I did some other things, like I sold cars. Like I was I sold cars for Saturn when it first came out.
Oh, wow.
And I did that because I was kind of lost trying to figure out what I was going to do, which was the best experience ever, honestly. To be in sales like that was amazing. And then ran into somebody who was getting their special ed certificate. I lived in Texas at the time, and she's like, you just need a degree and they'll fast track you because they need special education teachers.
Exactly.
So
And
you didn't have your bachelor's was not in education.
no, it was in psychology.
Oh, wow.
And I said, I really,
that's kind of going from that's like just getting thrown right in that fire.
well, and it did. But you don't realize how much you use psychology in what we're doing all the time. All the time.
Oh,
yeah. The child
constantly.
development for sure. Like that's all I do is spend my
Yes.
time thinking about child development.
Yeah.
And how the brain works and how and emotions and how we respond.
Yeah.
So I went and the person who told me about this certificate said, you can work with kids with learning disabilities, kids with emotional problems. And I was like, and she goes, and you would be in the school, being a teacher. And I was like, hold on, let me think about that. I don't want to be a teacher. She goes, no, you would only work with the special population. And I was like,
you're not going to be a teacher.
I'm like, that actually sounds a little bit better because I didn't even know that existed because I grew up in the 80s when we really didn't.
Yeah,
I think they
that
had
was
a
the thing.
resource kind of room.
Yeah,
maybe
but we
when
didn't,
at my elementary school, but we just didn't know.
Yeah, we were
And
talking
so-
about that when we did our podcast with my mom. Because like my older brother, he was one of the first. I would call her like a pioneer of the whole disability school world because she was there. Like she was the parent. They didn't have anything. And I come from the middle of the cornfields in Indiana. Like it is very rural, and there was nothing. So like the idea that they actually had a special education teacher was phenomenal. For a while, he actually had to commute to another school. So he would ride the school bus for an hour and then get on a different bus for another hour and then have to go to a different school for his special education services.
That whole special school concept.
And then come back to,
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So he rode the bus 2 hours in the morning and then 2 hours in the afternoon. And, but he loved it. He loved it. He was actually getting the things that he needed. And so he was loving it.
Yeah.
So
that's what he needed.
He just flourished.
Wow.
Yeah.
It is amazing how in that time, like the 80s and 90s, when schools were trying to figure out, like right before IDEA came about, or the reauthorization, you could, like, I remember in junior high, I would go spend time in our deaf ed class. The teacher was only she had 3 or 4 kids, and we were all kids were assigned a a study hall, like for lunch. And I don't know how I got in that class. It was just me and 3 other kids. Maybe now that I'm a teacher, I'm like, somebody singled me out and said, we want that Cari Eubanks at the time to go over to her. You get her.
This one, she's got a sign on her.
Yeah, she's going over here.
Future
I don't know
teacher.
now that it's so funny now to think back. But anyway, to see all the different settings.
They had you nailed already.
They probably did. All the
It's gonna
different
work really well.
yeah. They had all the different settings were starting to come about. And so when I entered and started working at I got my certificate in 97. So, and that's all I had was a special ed certificate. It wasn't even a full certification in the state of Texas at the time. It was an alternative certification. And they said, you can teach after you take a summer of 3 or 4 classes.
Oh, okay.
And then I had class on the Saturdays too during the year. But once I started it, I went, this is it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is what I'm going to do. I love these kids. I have always loved, like when I taught I taught like at daycares and stuff through college. And I was always working after school programs. And I always ended up with the kids that weren't listening, weren't doing their homework like they're supposed to. They were like,
I'm identifying with you.
Yeah.
It's like they spot me.
They're drawn to me. And I'm always like going and sitting next to them and saying,
like, hey, how's it going?
How's it going?
Yeah.
You know, is something wrong? How are you
Exactly.
feeling?
Yeah.
You know, all the things.
Yeah.
And so I've just always been drawn to that and didn't even realize it. And so I just have loved every minute ever since. I mean, it's a very, special education is a very challenging place to be.
Yeah, it is.
You really need to have the interest and the desire to be there. And I think that's what people, I wish people understood that more, that the people who are coming and doing those jobs every day are there because they want to be there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, and they
100%.
have a desire to be there, even
and to be part of that impact.
Yes.
That's the thing, is like people just don't know if they understand that that is such a fulfilling thing.
And it's not the same fulfilling as a regular teaching job. No, it's special ed teaching jobs. You're looking for the minuscule little
Inches. It's a game of inches.
It is a game of, that's perfect. A game of inches. Yes, because you're just looking for today we made this much progress. This much. We made this much. We didn't do that. We made
will
this much.
celebrate that like
And
it was
we
a
are so
touchdown on the
excited about
football field.
Yeah. And I wish people understood that special education teachers, that is what they're showing up for.
Yeah.
They're just showing up for the little things. They're not trying to move everything or move mountains. Yeah, we're just here to do the little things.
Yeah.
And so
Make a difference.
yes, it does. It does. And so anyway, but
Well, as a mom of a special needs kid, I thank you for being in that classroom. Because,
it's an interest, it's a gift,
Let me
call
just
it
say.
what you want, and then those rooms can be they can be hard to be in and hard for the students. But I think all special education teachers are really trying to figure out at any given moment how to make it better.
Yeah.
Every day. That's why you come back.
Every day.
Yeah, to make it better.
Yep.
For sure.
Yep. That's
So,
why we stay.
yes.
You know, like it's one thing to get into the room, but then why do people stay? Well, that's why they stay.
Yeah, they do.
That's really it. You either get fulfilled by that and you really feel like charged up by that, or
For sure.
it doesn't, it's not that important to you and you move on.
You will move on.
Yeah, because it's not for you.
No. Yes.
And I don't have a problem with somebody coming in the room as a sub or whatever and be like, this is not my jam. And I'm like, just stay for
Absolutely.
today. I get it.
Yes.
We'll just hang out and it'll be fine. And I have total respect for that because it is not everybody's
No, it's
jam.
not.
Yeah.
In the same way, a high school teacher wouldn't feel comfortable in the preschool classroom.
Absolutely.
It's the same
Yes.
thing. I understand that completely.
Yes.
So-
and I think it's so great when you get a substitute who loves it and didn't
yes.
know they were going to love it when they got there.
And then you kind of reel them in.
You reel them in, and then the next thing you know, they're working
with you.
And, they've taken the job.
Uh-huh.
That's the best.
Yes, it is
So,
the very best.
I want to hear, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
I want to hear about your experience as a music teacher with kids with disabilities.
Well, it's hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
And sometimes it's fantastic.
Yeah.
It just depends, every kid's different.
It for sure is.
Yeah.
And I would be curious, have you had kids who music is their, they have high interest in music, they have a gift in music, and that comes out in your setting.
Yeah.
That isn't going to come out necessarily in a special education setting.
Right.
Yes. That's what's amazing to me.
Yeah.
To me, that's a resource. You are a resource. The music teacher is a resource for that child, for that family, and you don't even realize it. But that's something that really enlightens and helps that child live his best life.
Yeah.
When they go to the music room like
I've
everybody
actually
else.
had kids that, just struggled in other things and would come in and want to be in choir and end up singing solos because they got perfect pitch.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
To me, it's those little nuggets.
Yeah, and I often
That
wonder,
really
and this
matter.
is a little bit off topic, but I often wonder how many people, what the odds are for how many neurodivergent people have that perfect pitch and have that, it's kind of off the charts. In my experience, there's so many kids that I've seen go through who can really have they have musical ability, or they'll have an artistic ability or whatever, but they struggle in this, that, and the other. Yeah.
And nobody
executive
knows.
function.
Right. They might not even, nobody might even know what
Yeah.
that.
And it, like you know, like an executive functioning disorder or something like that, where it's hard to put everything in order.
Right.
But like, oh, here we've got.
But they can sing.
But wow, have you heard her sing?
Yeah.
She's amazing. The kid can sing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think we forget that a child it's the whole child that you're trying to teach.
Yes.
So you're trying to find that, you know, you're trying to help them. As a teacher, I always felt like I'm trying to help you find what your niche is, what you're great at, what you bring to the world, the gifts. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure that's my post for today on Pick Up the Pieces Tennessee is, what are the gifts that your child has?
Oh, yes.
You know, because we all have gifts.
Right.
That we bring to the world, and the world needs our gifts.
Yeah.
Whether you are a nonverbal child or a child, you know, that has some behavior difficulties that keep you from getting out in the world, you have a gift that the world needs. And I think as a parent, we're always just trying to figure out how do we get from here to here so their gifts are seen
And that
or
they are able
used.
to connect.
And
that's
connect,
it.
yeah.
That's it. That the other people can see it, and then they can connect. Maybe they've got somebody in their
Sure.
life, or even just that certain person touches their heart in a certain way.
Sure.
Because really think like the connection is the key.
It is.
It's just so important. It's like the underrated thing in our lives, connection.
Yeah.
Like
it has to happen.
we really, the older I get, the more I see it everywhere.
Yes.
Like it is everywhere. The connections.
It matters.
Oh, wow.
And you think, okay, I think of a child that I worked with that had lots of multiple complex disabilities, nonverbal, didn't interact very much with people. If somebody in his life found the gift that he has, or a way that he can connect with somebody else, say it's with another student in that classroom who may be a little more verbal, but still has pretty complex needs. Well, there's a connection. If you can find a way to make their connection great, then that student may connect with somebody else who's a typical child, or
we have that.
you know, an adult. And then you start to bring this child who's been isolated into
A circle. Yes.
And
Yes.
then you start connecting those circles. All of a sudden you have a community.
Oh, it's
that you
beautiful.
just need.
It's beautiful. You're
Yes.
giving me chills. I love it.
You know, it matters.
It matters.
Yes, and it's there and it matters.
And then you
so-
wonder how many of the problems that you see out there are kind of contributed to the lack of those connections.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Well, so in my job now, my day job,
Yeah.
you know, as a behavior interventionist,
Yeah.
that's what I kind of like, is I'm kind of starting to see the students that are coming in that don't have IEPs, that are not special needs kids. They're just kids that are having trouble, or the families have never known that their child needs certain resources. Well, now we're educating new families on what the possibilities could be.
I love this.
You know, and then you're just making the community bigger, stronger from people who didn't even know they could be a part of a community.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So it matters.
Yes.
It matters.
And honestly,
It's
I think like
exciting.
as I've gotten older too, I've like the word community is so much more than I've ever
where you
given it
live.
credit. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
It's just like, the community,
live.
that's where I live. No.
That's not it.
No. And
That's
like,
not
No.
all of it.
Mhm.
yeah, we've had some good conversations about the word community. Like,
Yeah.
it's so important. It's important for our mental health. It's important for our physical health. It's important for our emotional health. It is important for a society to succeed. It
Sure.
is all of, but it starts at that basic level. It is about connection.
Leads to community.
Yes,
for sure.
absolutely.
Yeah. There's
Put
something
that on
there.
a t-shirt.
I was going to say, wait a minute.
Write that down.
I think there's something there. Connection, community, they're just
Wait,
so
yes.
important.
It equals community.
I think, did I say equals or leads to? I think I said leads to. Connection
Oh,
leads
yes.
to.
Write it down.
Yes.
You
it's
know,
true.
y'all need a new
So
tagline.
true.
Connection
Yeah.
leads to community.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
matters.
Yeah, there's so
And
much
talk
of that.
about, and what is the opposite of isolation? Connection.
Connection.
Like, there you go. Isolation is the opposite of, or somehow that all
It's
has
the
to go
antidote.
together.
I think that's it. Connection is the antidote.
Yes.
And that's what I say a lot. Like it's
Yeah.
the antidote to depression. A lot of times people
For
get
sure.
depression is an isolation issue. Like a lot of times, because as a person who's dealt with a lot of depression, that has been that's been an issue in my life where I have a tendency to isolate myself. It's not necessarily about anybody else. That's a personal thing that I'm doing.
Right.
What is the antidote?
Connection.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you get those families? How do you get those students? How do you get the people, adults with disabilities too, who feel that isolated? How do we start to bridge that
And get them
connected?
Yep.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Good stuff. That's good stuff right there. And I get, and not to wrap, I mean, it's through meeting people. It's through finding your interest. It's through finding, able voices. I don't know if you're familiar with Able Voices. They are, they're out of Franklin, Spring Hill. I think they're Franklin. Okay. They take kids with disabilities that are in that transition age, like high school, adults,
like 26.
That's like, and they will teach. They bring them together and they teach that they get cameras. I don't know if you supply your own camera. I'm not sure.
Okay,
but they teach them how to take pictures, take photography. Do photography. They go on field trips once or twice a week.
I love this.
They let the children. They let the people take. They teach them how to edit their photos. Yeah. They teach them how to submit photos for contests.
My goodness!
Like a lot of them were featured at the Wilson County Fair. She has. So cool. I think it's Jen Bar. I can't remember her last name. Starts with a V, but she has grown that program. It's called Able Voices. It's amazing.
I love this.
They do great. Yeah. There's just so many. Borderless Arts does a great job. Yeah. They do dance and they do music, and I think they do like theater too. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot, in the Franklin Brentwood area, but it doesn't matter.
But if that's your niche, if that's something you're interested in, or your person is interested in that, to have that, there's already a little community. Yeah, there's already a little circle. But you're gonna get like, oh, I could plug in here.
Yeah,
yeah.
And is there enough? No. I mean, there's never enough. And I understand when people say, I can't find anything. Yeah. I can't find any of this. I can't find it. That's, I don't mind you reaching out to me and I'll say, here's what I can find.
Yes.
That's closer to you. And especially rural Tennessee, it is hard.
It is.
It is hard.
It is.
But it takes people who have ideas to try things.
Right.
And you never know if you pipe up and say and post in a parent group, hey, I have a kid that's interested in Pokemon. Anybody else have a kid that's interested in Pokemon? Yeah. Maybe we can do some sort of virtual Zoom Pokemon support, fun group for the kids or people to do. I'm used to talking about kids, but it really
is that. So you have to, like, the biggest thing I've learned in the last little bit about dealing with all of these different things and is being the first one to reach across the table.
Absolutely.
It's so intimidating at times to be that person. Yeah. But after you do it a few times, it's really not that bad. Mm-hmm. It's really like, I just kind of like, I'm good,
Yes.
I think at first you're kind of like apprehensive and like what, but then after you do it a few times, it's like,
and what if it matters? What if it works?
Yeah,
it's kind of the what if it works?
Best thing ever.
What if it worked? That's I think you have to, because I've had to get out of my head too.
Yeah.
And now that I'm putting myself in a little bit different position and things like that, like you have to get out of your head.
Yeah.
And for sure. And you may have all these voices saying, don't do that. Nobody's going to listen. Nobody's going to sign up. Nobody's going to respond. But first of all, if you're advocating for a loved one, okay, you got to get out of your head.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
You can't listen to them. It's not about you.
And it's
you're
almost,
trying. Yes.
It's not about you.
Yes. And you are trying to better the life of somebody else. And in the end, that's going to better your life too, really.
Absolutely.
Like it's going to come back.
It sure
so
does.
if you're advocating for somebody else, you got to get out of that. But even if you're advocating for yourself, what's the worst that's going to happen? Somebody says no.
Yeah, exactly.
Like big deal.
Say no.
Big deal.
Yeah.
And if you post it online, well, I'll tell you what you can do. You can delete it. Like I have learned, if I post something that's wrong, you just hit delete.
You go,
I love it.
Or even if somebody calls you out and says, hey,
that's not blah, blah, blah,
that event that you just posted happened 2 days ago. And I'm like, oh, sorry.
Delete.
Delete.
Delete
you
that.
can just hit the delete button. So don't be so afraid to make a mistake.
Right, exactly.
And don't be so afraid to talk to somebody.
When we think about it, we tell our students that all the time.
Absolutely.
Right? But then that's kind of hypocritical.
Absolutely.
And we're like,
no.
Yeah. There's some things though, and I think like we were talking about earlier about when we film this, we don't have a camera. So we don't look at ourselves. And I feel like there's a part of that. That's a part of it, is to like not make it be about the way
Sure.
I am.
How do I look?
How do I look? What am I?
My shoulders back like they're
you know,
supposed to
whatever.
be. Right.
It's not about that.
No.
And when it's not about that, you're just so much freer.
Yes.
You're not worried. You're just being
I
yourself.
mean, we don't put on makeup. We
No.
don't like, oh, we got to wear the nice
Yes.
stuff.
Okay, I put on my fake eyelashes. I tell you, I put on my fake eyelashes.
They look really
because
good.
I'm sorry, I do have them on, so you can tell I have eyes and lids. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to see them. I have to wear my fake eyelashes sometimes. So when I'm in my videos, I wear my fake eyelashes.
I love it.
hilarious.
You're loud.
And represent for
I
this
didn't
or
know
that.
they were fake until
No, they are. They are
really pretty.
They are fake eyelashes.
That's so
over
funny.
50. That you got to do what you got to
Hey,
do.
that's
Mine are
right.
blonde. I don't.
I mean, you know, you got to do
that's
what you
not
got to
mascara.
do.
You can see them, but
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that.
But all of this leads to that you got to have courage. Oh, there's another courage to get to that
Oh,
connection.
yeah.
You have to have courage. Like just try it.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't know until you try.
I've always heard that like courage, creativity is courage. Any kind of creativity is courage. It is
That's
stepping
true.
out of your
Because
Yeah.
you got to be able to have courage to put it out in front of people.
yes.
Yes.
So like I think it's the same way. Connection takes courage.
It does.
Yeah,
It's so important.
it is.
Because what if you have the key and you don't even
yeah.
know it? What if you have what the next person needed and you don't even know it?
Hi.
You know, what if it matters?
Yes. Yeah.
What if it mattered and you
does.
didn't do anything about it?
because it does.
Because it does matter.
does.
And like I said, you can't be worried if you did it wrong. Then you just say, oh, whoops. Sorry.
Delete.
I didn't delete. That's right. Delete that comment. Delete that connection. That was not a good one. Then you go and you find another one. Like I promise you, the population that you're talking about right now, it like you were saying, is craving connection.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't go well, you just go, oh, well, you
It
know,
didn't work, and
the
that's
next
okay.
person is going to want to connect.
Yes.
People want connection.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
even if it doesn't work out perfect. Oh, say you get somebody who wants to make a Pokemon club with you and they're like, yeah, but I can only do it on Tuesdays and you can only do it on Wednesdays. Okay. Say, great. You know, well, I'm going to keep looking until I can find somebody to do it on Tuesdays and I'll let you know if your plans change,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
You can't not do it.
Can't not do it.
So, you know,
I love it.
yeah. Fun times.
So
Anyway.
tell us your website again. Or
Oh,
your
Pick Up the
Facebook
Pieces
page.
TN. Pick Up the Pieces TN. It's on Facebook. If you go or if you search Facebook, you'll find me.
And we'll put a
So-
link in the comments, and
Yes.
hopefully, like, I would love to see people who are familiar with the different things we've talked about, or even have a comment and want to help us learn more. We are so happy at any kind of comment. It really makes such a difference. Any kind of feedback helps us make this better.
Oh,
So-
connection.
yeah.
It helps you establish
It does.
connection.
We're
with
establishing the
people.
connections.
Yes.
And so then and it helps us, the feedback really helps us make this better. We're just trying to, I mean, it's a learning journey. So we're just really trying to learn about like what works, what's not
Yes.
working, and being able to get more people involved. I think it, like I said, community.
Community connection.
Yeah.
It all matters. Yes.
Yes.
I like that. We're going to end on that. I like that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. What a joy.
Fabulous.
What a
Fabulous.
joy.
Thank
Thanks
you.
so much. Thank
All
you.
right.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye.